Hi, I'm Pastor Sami, and I'm so glad you decided to join me again for another special message about this week's gospel reading. This week, we get the very beginning of the story of Mark's gospel. This very beginning of Mark's story about Jesus. It actually starts out the beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. That's how the story begins. So clear, you can't miss it. And it starts out with this story of this wild man, John the Baptist. And he's just so different from anybody I've ever met in real life, and so different from most of the other people that we meet in the New Testament. He's just this wild guy, and he has this whole persona. He lives out in the wilderness. Do you remember what he wears? Not soft wool or really lovely bright colored clothing. No. He wears camel's hair, like scritchy scratchy camel's hair. And what does he eat? He doesn't eat home-cooked meals with his mom. No, he eats locusts, bugs, big juicy bugs, and wild honey. Not that nice stuff that you get in the bear jar at the grocery store. He's like doing it Winnie the Pooh Bear style. Like he scoops it out of the hive and eats it, or however he does it. But this is raw, wild honey. It is not the sweet stuff you're used to. Why does he do this? Get attention? I don't think so. I think he does it because none of the other stuff in his life matters but this one thing. And this one thing that matters to him is that he helps the world get ready for Jesus, and that he helps the world be able to recognize him when he comes. That's what John's whole life is for, and he doesn't have time for any other kind of nonsense, or buying a house, or wearing nice clothes, or even cooking his food. He's just focused on this one thing, preparing the world for Jesus. It's a perfect story for Advent, isn't it? But it makes me wonder, if there was one message that we could share, one message that I could share, one message that you could share, what would it be? What would you want to make sure that people knew? What would you want to make sure that people knew about God? Would you make sure that people knew about their relationship with God, or what God thinks about them? And I wonder how you could get started sharing it right now. Sharing it with people in conversation, friends, people that we love, that's a great thing. Sometimes it can be a little intimidating, and it might be easier to start another way. You might share this good news if you get a couple of minutes of sunshine and not too much wind and not too much rain or snow, that maybe you could surprise your neighbors with some wintertime sidewalk chalk. Or, if that's just not possible, you might draw something that you could share in your window like you did back in the spring. That, I think, would just be such a blessing to the people around you, for them to know not only the good news about Jesus, but also that you want them to know it too. What a blessing. So, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time.